Okay, today we're going to go ahead and go over the Microsoft Office Exchange Activity Pack. I'll go ahead and just go into the pack here and then go ahead and pop into the pack, and we'll view some of the sample data, what it's currently doing. Currently this is in version 0.5, and we're going to continue to work on this and kind of mature it and make it a little bit more rich as we go along. Let's go ahead and go into sample data. We currently have samples for Office General activity, Exchange activity, and Azure AD activity. Let's go ahead and pop into the general activity log, and I'll go ahead and go through what some of that is doing. So this is how the events come in, and let's go ahead and click on this out, and then we can select a pipeline of O365 General. And we can see that this pack contains 4 different pipelines: Azure AD, Exchange, General, and SharePoint, and a few different routes: Azure AD, O365 Exchange, General, SharePoint, and OneDrive routes. So let's go ahead and go back into this general log, and then we can see what that general pipeline is doing. Okay, so that general pipeline is taking the raw JSON, and then it's serializing it, and then it's extracting that serialized data, removing null value fields, and then feeding that back into _raw. That reduces our log size a little bit, and all of the pipelines are pretty much doing that. I'm also dynamically assigning source and source type, and then we're assigning an index. And that index and source type can be turned off if you are going to send that into something that isn't Splunk. Let's go ahead and look at some of the statistics for the event. Currently for this one event, we're down by about 11%. When I feed a little bit more into it, it averages about 13% in reduction. And then I have some additional things we're probably going to do later on to further that reduction, including reducing some of the repeated things like organization ID that show up in these logs over and over. It's a fairly long string that shows up all over the place. So that's basically what this is doing. It's serializing these, giving the source and sort type that's dynamically chosen, and an index, and then reducing the logs a little bit. Well, thank you for kind of looking through this with me. And that's about it. That's pretty much what these are doing. I plan on expanding on this a little bit. Maybe finding ways to enrich some of this data, like some of the source IP data. I plan on putting in some additional knowledge objects like location lookups and stuff like that. So definitely, I will put a link into the GitHub repo for this pack, and feel free to contribute there, discuss ideas or things that you would like, or fork the repo and then merge back to it. And we'll go ahead and continue to work on this and make it something useful for everybody.